Coach with Sawyer Ford Home, and today I wanted to show you how to use alcohol inks with an element you may not have thought of, and that is photo paper, glossy photo paper. But we are not going to use the front of it. We're going to turn it over and use the back of it. Now, the kind of standard paper that you use with alcohol inks is Yupo or Yupo paper, but that is really pricey. And so it's something that you kind of, if you make the investment, you're going to want to probably just use it as a whole art piece, although it's certainly up to you. But I wanted something a little cheaper that I could cut up into elements if I wanted to, and so I kind of started researching, and I found that some people had some luck with photo paper, glossy photo paper on the back, and I happen to have some on hand, so that's what we're going to play with today. Now this is HP photo paper. Like I said, it's just what I had on hand, and so it's got some printing on the back, but you can actually buy it without printing. I think through Costco is the recommendation that I found online. I have not currently researched that, but for what my purposes, this doesn't really matter. I'm going to show you here. I've done alcohol ink on this one, and you really can't see these lighter elements. Now you can see the lines here on the corners, but I am just going to cut out the middle piece and die cut those or paper punch those and use those as some card elements. So let me show you what we're going to do here. Now I have got Tim Holtz Ranger alcohol ink, and I've got 6 different colors. This one is patina, this one is denim, flamingo, terracotta, amethyst, and bottle. And if I remember correctly, the bottle, the terracotta, and the denim came in one package, and then the flamingo, amethyst, and patina came in one package. Those generally come in a 3-pack. There are other colors available. Okay, so first things first, you can actually use this on the front if you want, but it's not going to spread. What you get, because this paper is made to take and hold ink, what you get is what's going to stay. You can see alcohol ink usually spreads and intermingles with each other, which is kind of the point of it. But with here, it's pretty much just going to stay put in its area. It's not going to bleed very far out from where you put it, and it's not going to mix. Now this actually can make a really fun polka dot element itself. This is kind of running down because I've got a little bit of a curve on the paper there. As you see, I put it together, and because the red is still wet, it's spreading onto it, but it's not, it's just covering the green. It's not really intermingling, and the green's not going back into the red because it dries really fast. So that, and I think that kind of turned out kind of ugly colors there. So we're going to put that aside. That's not what we're doing. I just wanted to show you what it looked like if you played with it on the front. But turning it over to the back, I'm going to use this amethyst here. Now it still dries relatively quickly, so you want to work pretty fast on this. Put out your colors, and remember, this is really an organic sort of thing. You're not going to get precise elements here, and that's the point, is you want something flowy that kind of makes its way into each other. And let's see, we'll do the bottle with that, the bottle green. And we're still wet enough that it's going to, you can put it directly on top of it and it's going to spread throughout it, but you can see that it's already quit creeping beyond its borders on its own, like with the amethyst that I put down first. And we'll go ahead and add some denim on that. And I've only really just discovered alcohol ink well in October of last year, so that's been about 6 or 7 months. My friend Amy bought me a pack of these for my birthday, and so mostly I had played with them on tile, which is a lot of fun, but it's a little more labor intensive, and so I really enjoyed the flexibility of a paper product on these. Alright, and we're going to leave that to dry for just a few minutes. But it really does, I mean, you can see here already it's not running. And just as quickly as that. Let's see if I can kind of get some of the shimmer and shine there. Now a lot of this will dry very matte, which is okay. That's the element that you're going to get with this, and I'm good with that. I do want to mention, this is just a piece of scrap paper from a sketch pad. You want to put this down before you get on your surface because this stuff will stain. So if you don't want to stain the surrounding area, make sure you've got something to protect you there. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside and let that finish drying, but I wanted to show you what I have done with another one here. What I did with this is I ran this through an embossing folder. It was this folder by Paper Studios, and then I just punched out circles. They were 1 1/4 inch circles, and I just used this really old EK Success lever punch, and I just punched them out and just adhered them to a plain white card base, and I used some little foam dots there just to give them a little bit more punch. But I think they turned out beautiful. It's a really watercolory look, and of course I've just done basic circles here, and you can add a sentiment there, or maybe some ribbon around it, whatever you want to do to kind of add to that, or you can just leave it as is. Now I also wanted to show you how really beautiful this photo paper is if you just emboss it with the glossy side that you want showing. Now this actually was one that I started out doing the alcohol ink on, but I wanted to run it through the embossing folder, and when you turn it over, I'm trying to see if you can really catch the dimension there. It is so shiny and so pretty, and I did this with a honeycomb folder by, let's see, Momenta, and this one I die cut just a full sheet. Now my die cutter, my cutting die that I used is the Spellbinders Shapeabilities Grateful Lattice die, and so it really needed a tiny bit bigger piece of paper there because it did not quite go to the edge. But if you've got a bigger sheet of paper or a smaller die, although I think this is really pretty as it is, but look how shiny that is. And if you put this behind the window of a card, that's going to be beautiful. And I really love the shininess of it. I think it just looks really. It kind of gives it a fancier element, I think. But your possibilities are endless on this. Whatever paper punch you've got, whatever die you've got, whatever embossing folder you've got, you can make some fabulous elements with it. And so that's kind of what I've got for you today. Just wanted to tell you, don't sleep on these photo papers. Now I know photo paper on them of themselves can be expensive. However, I got these, this particular box I got at the thrift store, super cheap. A lot of people just don't print their photos anymore, and I cannot tell you how many times I run across photo paper at the thrift store. But even at that, if you're comparing it to Yupo paper, it is loads and loads cheaper. And it doesn't have to be a high quality photo paper because you're not printing on it. You're just needing it for the elements on the die cut or on the embossing folder or the alcohol ink. And I wanted to show you, this is completely dry here, and I love how this turned out. I think it's really oceany and organic, and I think that's going to make some really beautiful elements. Another thing that this would be really, really beautiful for is if you wanted to take this and cut out a big circle out of this. Let's go, I want to get some of that white in there too. And this is a 2-inch circle. And then what I've done here, let me grab a piece of scrap paper. Bear with me, guys. Okay, I've just got a piece of cardstock here. And what I'm doing is I've got a 2-inch scalloped circle. So I'm just going to punch that out. And then if you adhere those together, or you can punch it with a scallop with this as well. You can do it this way if you want, if you just want the edge of the color to show. But if you wanted to do that and then adhere those together, punch a hole there, you've got a really, really beautiful gift tag. And we actually made these as gift tags, not with the alcohol ink and photo paper, but just with embossed cardstock on the back, and then a plain paper or a plain cardstock with a scallop cut on the front. And we embossed colored cardstock, so we had, and that's why we did scallops, because we had just that rim of color showing through on the other side. And we did these as Christmas gift tags for a craft for our ladies at church a couple of years ago, and those were really fun. We brought in a bunch of embossing folders, a bunch of different colors of cardstock, and so everybody went home with like 15 or 20 gift tags that they could add to make their Christmas gifts just pop a little bit more. And so that was a super cheap, super easy, super fast craft. And so I just wanted to mention that while I had this stuff out and while I was kind of looking at this as a gift tag as well. So anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that you've gotten some ideas out of this, and I would love to see what you do with it. I'm going to link all my supplies below, and I will have a blog post up about this here shortly, so that if you prefer the blog post to a video, or you've got a friend who does, you can direct them there, and the link will be in the description below. Please, please, please follow me below. I'm just getting started, and I would love to grow my audience. So thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great day.